Time is moving so fast, and it's really odd for me to consider that Apex Legends is over 4 years old at this point. Feels like yesterday I remember seeing creators drop videos on it during that launch window, which I gotta say is still incredible to me how they pull that off with minimal leaks and then with almost no promo and build up, and they're just like, here's a free game, check it out. But anyways, Apex is still going strong after all that time and actually has a new update for Season 17 coming out next week, as the new season Arsenal is slated to launch on the 9th, one day before the launch of the mid-season update for Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone for those interested. So busy week upcoming here. Mix that in with the currently scheduled launches of both the new Battlefield season and Season 4 of COD next month, and we've got a busy 2 months here for FPS fans. But anyway, today I wanted to dive into a bit of what Apex is bringing to the table with this new season, as we have a lot of what's on deck actually revealed to us already. So as we go along, drop your thoughts down below. While Apex is definitely different for here on the channel, do you enjoy the game? Have you been playing it? What are your thoughts on these new changes? And would you like to see more Apex content here on the channel? Whatever the case, drop your thoughts below. But if you enjoy the video, do me a favor and drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing to stay there with all things COD, but also all things FPS content here as we branch out into some other stuff. Finally, make sure to check out my friends over at Gamer Advantage, but more on them in a bit. For now, let's jump into what we learned about Season 17 of Apex Legends. First, unlike Season 16, we now have a new legend of Ballistic coming. Lore-wise, he's a 63-year-old veteran of the games, competing when he was younger in the Thunderdome games, but after his brother-in-law died, he retired, blamed himself for the loss, and he's only returning when his son here is set to join the Apex games in order to take his place. He comes with 3 different abilities, as always: a passive, a tactical, and ultimate. The passive is Sling, where players can hold a third weapon in the sling and access it via inventory or utility action. However, you cannot have attachments on that sling weapon. Tactical, this is the Whistler, which it shoots a projectile that heats up an enemy's gun as they shoot. When overheating, the weapon will cause damage to the player then. This now has also a lock-on ability, and if the bullet misses the target, it can remain in the world to create a zone that will apply that overheating effect to players who walk into said zone. And the ultimate is the Tempest, which allows nearby teammates to have faster reloads, faster armed move speed, and infinite ammo, while the player who is ballistic, their sling weapon will be upgraded to a gold weapon. So pretty cool here in regards to what is on offer with the new legend of Ballistic. But beyond that, we have new map updates in the sense of new points of interest, new adjustments to some fundamentals, some general area updates, and all things. But starting with new points of interest, we have Monument, which is set in the Fragment region. It's the start of a sort of theme with the POI updates in this upcoming season, where there's now no longer as much destruction and rubble and rundown areas, but instead the new Monument location is going to be a bit more built up with construction going on. The region, again, not so crushed by destruction as it was in Season 16, but instead on the mend. The Monument, being as the name suggests, is the focal point of the area, which Respawn has actually said it kind of stands as their shining beacon to them and a reminder of how far the game has come since launch in 2019. But the POI itself looks to offer a quick sniper's nest, vertical layers of fighting, and a somewhat different pace of play than you may be used to. Stacks is another point of interest here, where it's introduced to help balance the map's landing distributions now in the southern edge, again continuing that theme of a rebuild and healing of the map. And there's much more to this space now: verticality, more zip lines for ease of access in and out, and as well additional surrounding cover. The lava updraft is now no longer a thing within Season 17, with that vertical updraft movement system now gone entirely from World's Edge. To compensate, the lava floor has been raised and is now walkable, though it is pretty hot. The Harvester will see an update where there's still a reason to land here. That honeypot of loot is still providing a decent reason to land, but also it offers a new shortcut as well as a zip line to add new approaches to the fight. Additional vertical connections, an open window, and more have been added for mobility and traversal of the area. There's a new vault location near Skyhook, where in the interest of air quote vault distribution, this is in the tunnel leading to Skyhook, and the vault key drops around the world have been increased, so therefore the vault loot has been relaxed a little bit. We also see in Skyhook snow coming, so a visual change to the area as well. But that's your map updates here coming with Season 17. Beyond that, there's some other larger additions here to the fold. The firing range is seeing a massive update here, where honestly the firing range is a great asset to the game. You can warm up, sharpen movement and aim, experiment with weapons, attachments, gear, so on and so forth. And honestly, the firing range in Apex is like what I kind of hoped Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2s would be, showcasing the ability to test out and work all those things out. But instead, we got a 3 dummy firing lane that doesn't provide damage visuals. It's just kind of shoot and reload, test recoil and stuff. But with Arsenal, the firing range is entirely redone. Firstly, it's completely redesigned, as they stated, to simply give more room to play for the player, with core changes, agility courses, dual pit, and a training ground, where core is a reorganization of weapons and loot layout that allows players to find what they're looking for quickly and efficiently. Simulated death boxes allow you to grab your favorite loot from anywhere in the range, which is definitely nice. Get in and out as quick as possible, practice on that. The agility course is designed for mobility. You can slide, zip, jump, climb, and balance, balance to harden your movement skills. The duel pit is designed for you to duke it out with your friends, and finally have that 1v1 to see who really has the fastest wingman in the Outlands. And the training grounds is in the rear of the town that allows you to practice fighting in a simulated combat experience. Now, along with all that stuff, we also see that we have customizable dummies in the firing range now, where dummies can be configured to spawn, move, and shoot at players in a variety of different ways. You can change settings to find the experience that best serves your needs. You can turn a full-on combat mode and have dummies come to life and aggressively attack you if you want to. So definitely nice to see a sort of combat sim here in that regard, and something that is a little bit less high stakes than just a late game encounter or something like that. There's improved targets where they're infinitely shootable targets now that will light up with different colors to give you feedback for where you hit them. You can turn on hit markers in the range settings to learn shot patterns for a ton of different weapons. There's improved dynamic stats, which will track your performance in real time that you can manually reset so that you can use it in any manner you wish. Honestly, that's one of the biggest things that I wish we'd see within Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2. Being able to see where your damage comes from and where those shot placements happen. So that's definitely nice and a really awesome feature here, I think, for Apex Season 17. Beyond that, Season 17 introduces Weapon Mastery, which is the first new long-term progression system outside of just your account level. The goal of which, as Respawn stated, is to make the game more approachable for new players, but also add a system to incentivize the learning of all the strengths of all weapons and deepen the player engagement across the board, regardless of mode or main that you prefer. On launch, all players will start with every weapon at level 1, and you can start progressing by using them in every single mode of the game. They're account-wide and don't reset after any specific season, so you can speed run these, or you can take years to approach it if you'd like. Having weapons in hand, dealing damage, securing kills, all of that and more will generate weapon XP for the weapon. Every 20 levels, a weapon-specific trial or challenge will unlock where you have to complete and earn reward afterwards. Getting to level 100, that max level, will see you unlocking all 5 trials, and completing those will air quote fully master a weapon, where you'll be rewarded with a final reward set. In addition, each mastery track will end up earning players with weapon-specific badges, lifetime performance trackers, legendary weapon mastery banner frames, and a guaranteed legendary skin for each weapon. Honestly, it sounds really cool in my opinion, but I'm certainly biased because I'm a completionist. I love grinding out every weapon in any game that I play, but that's something on offer. There was stated to be changes to ranked coming to Apex Season 17, though unless I'm missing something glaring here immediately, the only mention of this was in the trailer, but also in the blog post accompanying it, saying to stay tuned, and they'll be publishing a ranked 2023 dev blog tomorrow with the latest updates to improve the experience for play for all skill level players. So you can expect to see more on that tomorrow. We may or may not get around to covering that depending on what the COD scene holds as of this upcoming week, because Season 3 Reloaded is as of next week as well, so we'll start to see things revealed here in the next coming days. So we'll see how that all works out. And then finally, the last thing that was debuted for Season 17 was a new item of the Evac Tower, which provides a new means for Legends to traverse the dangerous Apex games and gain a positional advantage over their adversaries. You can expect to find these on the floor, inside loot bins, in care packages, but deploying one will send a rocket skyward, eventually exploding into a balloon high above the action. Once the anchor brings the zip line to ground level, you can end up interacting with it, riding it up, and initiating a skydive to redeploy to a new location. The Evac Tower has a limited duration and will slowly take damage over time, but enemies and allies can also shoot these out. So if you want to get rid of it a little quicker, you can end up doing so in the hopes of either escaping or stopping your enemies from escaping. And that'll just about do it. That's the upcoming Season 17 of Apex Legends and what you can expect to jump into next week on the 9th. So let me know your thoughts on what you think of the new season of Apex, and if you'd like to see more Apex content here on the channel. But before we wrap everything up, however, make sure you check out my friends over at Gamer Advantage for the best blue light glasses on the market. I've raved about these guys for tons of time now. I've worked with them for just over 2 years now at this point, and in terms of sheer productivity and feel, I'd say they're the best partner I've had in that time. I've struggled with eye fatigue from doing this whole YouTube thing for 8 to 10 hours a day for 10 plus years now, so they have definitely helped. I've felt a massive difference from before to afterwards. If you'd like to learn more, read the clinical studies, or even just check something out on what they offer, link is in the description below. But if you'd like to pick something up, a pair for yourself, use code ESPRESSO for 10% off your entire order. But anyways, that's what we're gonna call it. If you enjoyed the video, you found it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing to stay up to date with all things Modern Warfare 2, and of course other FPS content like Apex Legends here on the channel. I'd love to have you in the community. But for now, thanks so much for watching. My name is ESPRESSO. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.